Can we get 5x5? Welcome to the Radioactive Podcast, aka Amateur Hour. That's 2 weeks in a row, Backwoods, that I forgot until the very last second that I need to move my internet around to
Well,
stop lagging.
the reason he needed to move his internet around, man, was because we're going to do a review of Brokeback Mountain today, and
You
so
might be.
he's
I'm
going to
not.
play. He's been watching it, and he was trying to tell me all about it in the backstage, and I'm just like, dude,
Okay.
I'm not interested in that movie, man. But I mean, if you want to talk about it, I mean, I guess
Didn't they film it in Arkansas, bro?
No, I think
No.
it was in North Carolina.
No.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they used a lot of locals and stuff, man. I mean, it was real easy to find some gay cowboys in North Carolina. I'm just saying.
No Brokeback. No, I'm with him on this. No Brokeback. No, in all seriousness, folks, anytime I go live, especially when I have a panel, and this fine gentleman over here as a co-host, where you at? Over here.
You got
I have to move the internet around so I don't lag in it. And I always freaking forget.
Got to point the opposite way.
Who do we got in chat before we move forward here, Backwoods? You want to shout them out this morning, do some shout outs?
Man, I don't give a damn about none of them people. They ain't got nothing to say.
I know, but some people get upset when you do shout outs at the beginning of a live stream. So I figure it'd be a good way for you to piss people off out of the gates.
Hold on, man. Are you trying to say that the people in chat can't read who's in chat, so they don't know? Are you calling them stupid?
Yeah, but they're saying, hey, Backwoods, look at me. Hey, Backwoods, I like Brokeback Mountain. Read the chat, man.
Big Chat, my brother. What's up, man? I like me some Big Chat, man. He's a cool motherfucker. J9, what's up, man? Simple Tony, Okie Khan, Rob E, Militant Roots. I'm just kind of skipping through. Miss Metal, how you doing? What's up, everybody? What's up, Prepping Artists? How y'all doing? Thistle Moon, Tammy, all them good people out there, all them fine folks out there in the chat world. What's up? There you go. How's that?
Maybe you should have moved your internet around.
Why?
You're lagging a little bit, man.
Oh, that's you lagging, man.
Is it really?
Yeah, man. It's over here. You're froze up over here on the internet.
There's Pot B.
Man, forget Pot B. Ain't nobody care about Pot B.
At least I finally got you saying Pot B instead of POTB.
POTB?
Bruh. So we'll get to the poll here in a little while. I've got the list right here. Stick around if you want to know the answer to the poll. It's kind of hard this morning. The poll. I'm saying the poll. Y'all don't take that to the gutter. America's coming apart at the seams, Backwoods.
Yes.
Kind of a vague title this morning because we're going to be all over the place. But you wanted me to start with Kamala Harris in the White House. You have thoughts on this?
Yeah. So I get home and I'm trying to, look over a few notes and everything for this. And I discover that, Kamala Harris and them, they've done, invited a tranny up there and they're celebrating all this and, dropping bags of powdery substances out of their pockets and making porn videos of
like the jet. Is it the Flintstones? I'm sorry, having a gay old time.
Yeah, boy, I'm gonna tell you what, and it comes down to coming apart at the seams. If you really think about it, in this concept that whether we like it or not, the main seams of let's just call it a tent. You got all your sidewalls and all that, and then you got your seams, right, that hold all that together. Well, that's supposed to be our leaders. You know what I'm saying? Our congressmen, our president, our vice,
our elected officials,
officials. Yeah. So, it really bothers me that we're up there, shaking hands with trannies and while the tranny stands at the podium telling the people that we should allow children to have surgeries because, well, it's reversible and later in life, if they decide they don't want to do that anymore, which is a complete lie and bullshit. And meanwhile, while all that's happening, we got Putin and Rocket Man Kim Jong Un over there, they're signing agreements to help each
Oh,
other out.
you're shredding like 4 pages of my notes at one time, man. We ain't gonna have nothing left to talk about.
Bro,
And you're gonna offend people. You don't want to offend anybody,
bro,
man.
if you can't keep up, man, I mean, it just goes to
Hey,
show that rookie status, man. We're gonna put
yeah,
a big L and a rookie right there on your forehead.
yeah. Well, I can't deny it, man. 2 weeks in a row, I forgot to move the internet to the
Right.
last minute, so I'll own that. Um, so you're saying the White House and the representatives in the White House, basically, that's our representation. That's America.
Well, it's
That's a
supposed to be.
microcosm of what America's supposed to be.
It's supposed to be. We know it's not, but it's supposed to be. They ain't nothing but tyrants and fucking thieves in the White House now and in our Congress. Tyrants and thieves. That's all they are, man. Anybody that would, you know, for instance, they just convicted Trump of 34 felonies, and it had to do with I don't know, hush money. They really never said a real true crime, but it had to do with hush money. And
Right.
while our Congress has spent up into the trillions of dollars on hush money, but that's our tax paying money. But
And retracted the list. They
and they
retracted the list.
redact exactly, exactly. So you know these fucking people up there, man, they're supposed to be representing us, but they're not. They're representing themselves and their pocketbooks, and that's about all there is to it, man. And that's why we have America coming apart at the seams because when like you're supposed to be basically as a representative of the country, of your state, of your district. You're supposed to be representing the people there, and they're voting. The Ukraine war, for instance, it's lost a lot of momentum here in the United States. There's not near as much as there's not near as much support for the Ukraine war, and especially now that they're talking about drafting our children. It's really becoming an opener for a lot of people. And I say that if they want to fight some bullshit war over there in Ukraine, then they need to draft their children first. Their children goes first,
Mhm.
and then the illegal aliens next. You want citizenship, bro? Go hit your ass on the front line, and the men and women both, because that's what they're talking about. I know there's not actually a law yet about drafting the women, but they are considered. They are
They're
discussing.
working on it.
Yeah, they're
We're
they're
getting there.
discussing. Yeah,
There's 3 more pages of notes done been shredded.
I
Uh,
said it
I
last week, and I've said it last week, and I've said it on another live stream or two. I'm gonna tell you right now, if my children want to go to the military, I'll support them 100% if that's
yeah.
their decision. But to have some jackass up in Washington who will find every trick in the book to keep their children and their family members from going, they want to go up there. And Lindsey Graham said it last week, the piece of shit warhawk jackass, that I guarantee ain't none of his kids up there. And they freaking go up there, and he said we can't let Putin have Ukraine because of all the resources in Ukraine. And
Um,
and they want to come and try to take my kids, go over there and get them
mhm.
shot up, killed, fucked up in the head over what? Over some fucking resources, when we have more resources in this country than we know what to do with.
Yep. Terry, I just wanted to reply to this real quick. I think he's talking about females being drafted. The females being drafted has not been signed into law yet. The rest of it is automatic at this point. Yeah. So you're both correct. I got a bone to pick with you before we move on. I just added it to the list. and now I can't eat it anymore. Floppy roast beef. I used to love eating at Arby's, and you ruined it for me, Backwoods, and I'm kind of pissed about
Bro,
it.
you told me in the backstage that last week when we was talking about
Weeks ago, yeah,
the
yeah.
Nancy Pelosi special that you soon as we got off here, you went straight to Arby's and ordered one.
Oh no,
And
no, I
pulled
don't
up
think
a
that
picture.
happened.
You pulled up a picture of Nancy on your phone while you ate that roast beef.
Yeah, yeah. Sprayed the wrapper with a little bit of white diamonds so it'd smell like Nancy. Got a super chat here, brother. J954, thank you very much. Sup Nation and Backwoods, we the people, the Constitution is us telling them what our rights are. It's supposed to be. I'm beholden to no man but the Messiah, stay frosty. And if every American thought that way, I believe we'd be all right. But most Americans, man, that convenience, Backwoods, that convenience leads to complacency.
Dude, you know, I was watching a live stream last night, and they were discussing the VP pick, and that how they thought it was really important that Trump get on this VP pick because he's going to be the one in line for, you know, the 2028. And you know, the problem with it is that the deep state is still going to exist unless Trump went in and filed martial law and used the military to arrest all these people. The deep state is still going to exist. And you know, the Dominion voting machines, you know, all this stuff that's going on, man. The only thing that I have seen so far that has the only thing that I've seen so far that has changed a little that may help is the fact that Laura Trump is in the RNC, and they have hired man, I forgot it's a bunch. It's like 500 or something, or four, I don't know. It was a whole bunch of poll workers and then lawyers. They've hired hundreds of lawyers to go around and be present during voting and be present until the polls close, until it's done. You know what I'm saying? And the voting is done. They're going to be present. And so, you know, it's something drastic is going to have to be done on either side. I'll put it that way. The
Talking about
others,
coming apart at the seams, though, man. If I agree, it would help. But if Trump goes into martial law, he starts removing the swamp. Man, this country's going to come apart for real. I mean, you're getting into civil war territory at that point.
yeah, I mean, absolutely. And that's the problem, is that Trump is so far ahead in the polls. You know, I was watching a guy that was some kind of expert on these voting machines and everything, and they were saying that there wasn't enough votes in the 2020 election for Trump, that so in other words, it was easy for them to cheat and overcome that. Does that make sense? That there wasn't enough enthusiasm, there wasn't enough people out there, and seeing that's what I'm afraid of, is if Trump wins, that people are going to get comfortable and complacent again, because, you know, he'll go in and do a lot of the shit like he did before and remove regulations. Small businesses will start to explode, things like that, you know. Gas prices will go down even lower and stuff like that. And so I think a lot of people will get complacent and they won't be as fired up as they are now. I think right now it's I've seen the phrase of it's too big to steal. You know, it's too big to rig, this time. And I believe that. And so they're either going to have to do something really, really desperate, and which means unaliving folks. Y'all can take that where you want to. But at the same time, you got it's too big to rig this time because so many people are involved, because so many people see the one thing you cannot fool people on. You can stand up there and tell them anything you want to, but when they go to the gas pump, or when they go to the grocery store, or when they get their electric bill, or they get that letter in the mail from the gas company or from the water company, hey, we're increasing because of inflation, we're increasing. Right. You can't hide that. So money talks and bullshit walks. See, that's the thing that you can't hide. And that's how come we see the explosion of Trump supporters, and, people that are saying, I've been a Democrat this whole time, but fuck them, I'm going with Trump this time, So I think it's.
But listen, there are people out there, and this, man, that hate Trump so much that they will pay the extra asking price at the store.
Well, yeah, obviously there is, but there's not enough of them. And I think
go ahead,
that,
man.
Well, there's not enough of them, and I think that what scares me is that Trump gets elected in 2024, and I know I'm seeing some people that they'll unalive him, things like that. They're not going to let him back in the White House. That's a whole nother discussion, but I'm going off of this at this moment that Trump gets back in the White House, everything starts kicking real well. Everybody's happy. Then when you give them bread in the circus, they get complacent. People get complacent. People will, not be as enthusiastic, I'm afraid, in 2028 because of, everything will be going good, and your normies out there who are, you know what I'm saying? The normies out there that are jumping up now, your independents and your low or your moderate Democrats and things like that are going for Trump. They won't be doing that in 2028 because, number one, Trump can't run, and then you've got these people that will get complacent, and it will be just like in 2020. That's my fear. Does that make sense? Am I making that make sense?
No, it does make sense, but we keep talking about if Trump gets in. Let's say Trump gets in. Gary's question is the opposite. If the Democrats somehow take this election, whether they take it, whether they thieve it, whatever, and Joe and Kamala win, at that point, what can people like us do about it?
If Joe and Kamala win?
Yeah. Or if Democrats in general take the White House again, what can we do about it?
If Democrats take the White House again, man, the only thing at that point is a high velocity exchange of ideas. Because if you think it's bad now, they've already been emboldened because they were allowed to steal an election and while blaming it on everybody else. Their emboldenedness, man, will go through the roof, and it will be outright blatant. We're coming for you. Hillary Clinton just said the other day and said that when they retake the presidency, Trump supporters will need to be re-educated. Bud, that, at that point, you're not going to have a choice, man. If they start sending people, and I know a lot of people, oh, I'm a badass, I got this weapon and I got this weapon. Well, you're not fucking Rambo, okay? And if they send 10, 15 men to your house, fully armed, fully equipped, militarized, like they have most of our police forces nowadays, you don't stand a chance.
Men or Starbucks men?
It don't matter. Dude, let me tell you something.
No, I don't know. I'll take somebody that's fully equipped at home.
No, hold on. I want to bring that up for a second. I've mentioned this before. I watched the videos myself. I had a guy show me these videos and these Starbucks boys and these trannies and stuff, there's a lot of them, brother, that are very fucking salty when it comes to armament. You don't have to have big guns, you know what I'm saying, to pull a trigger. You don't have to have this big Hulkamania fucking body, brother, to be able to get behind a tree. And when
is this a Hulk Hogan thing you're going into right now?
When there's 25 of you, brother, you know what I'm saying? They don't have to be no big Rambo looking motherfuckers.
I'm just fair. Saying, I mean,
they're training hard.
Firearms, man, that's the ultimate equalizer right there. I get what you're saying, and I know that they're out there. I know that maybe there are a few that frequent Starbucks that actually do go to the range and train and stuff. But again, most of that crowd couldn't identify, you know, what's this? Yeah, J954 Hillary can re-educate these nuts.
Big chat. Big chat just did a little.
A what?
Big chat. Big chat just did a $2.
Oh, okay, I see it. I'm sorry. Big chat. Biden replaced, war declared, no election.
That's right there what I was kind of going at about. They're going to have to do something really drastic. They are pushing to no ends and not really taking serious the things that are going on in this world. BRICS and these, there's more and more nations that, I mean, they are quitting using. In fact, Saudi Arabia, I believe it is now said they are going to stop using the petrodollar. So the only thing, what Biden, what I believe, what the war machine is doing is pushing it to a point to where they can go, look at all these other nations out there that are going against us and going to try to put us down and destroy the United States through economical and such. And so now we must fight, and we're going to have to declare martial law, because see, what they've done is they've allowed all these people in here into our country who don't like us. They don't care about our constitutional rights. They don't care.
They're just waiting for us to die off or get drafted or whatever. They're here
waiting for us to die off. Whoa, no, they won't.
I'm saying it's the rookie class is here. Us old veterans, you know what I'm saying?
They want to.
We're playing out at some point.
No, they want to unalive us, brother. Don't make no mistake.
Yeah, but I'm saying even if they don't get their way on that, Father Time's going to unalive everybody at some point.
They will. I feel that they will declare. Congress will go through and declare war. You watch and see, and Biden will come out. He'll probably be replaced. They're going to replace him. They're going
there. I shouldn't even brought notes. I should have came in bareback, man. You done shredded everything. You fired up this morning, is what it is.
It's just the whole thing, man. You know, and obviously these are all opinions, you know, because unless you're sitting in the White House or in the war room, you know, where the skiff, you know, and unless you're sitting there with Putin or Kim Jong-un or Xi, unless you're sitting there with them and you were involved there, nobody on YouTube has no fucking, you know, when they go, I've got inside information. Ain't nobody got shit.
Couple that's got inside information every day.
Ain't nobody got shit. Nobody knows what the hell's really going to happen, because the moves that are being made are being done by the deep state, and the deep state is only going to allow you to see what they want you to see. So that's the one thing that everybody needs to be clear. This is all just opinion. I can't know what's going to happen 5 minutes from now. You know what I'm saying? None of us can. So this is all opinion, and that's why I don't get mad at people that disagree with me, because it's just my fucking opinion, you know. But I'm just giving you my opinion. I agree with Big Chap you know, that's other than unaliving Trump. That's the only other thing that I think that they've got. That's it.
Right.
I think that's the only other thing they got is to declare war, because you know there's a lot of them Republicans up there that don't like Trump either.
Yeah, rhinos for sure. Forrest is bringing receipts on you, man. He's calling you out.
Man, Forrest has got. I heard that Forrest has ordered multiple posters of Canadian Prepper without his shirt.
Oh, wow. Kind
Yeah.
of like that Putin meme where he's riding with no shirt on that horse. You
Yes.
seen that one?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
He's got one, a
So,
Canadian Prepper on a horse riding with no shirt on.
wow.
Forrest does.
Wow. Probably sells them on his website. Listen, brings us to our next topic, brother. We're slowly being surrounded by the enemy. And
Yeah.
as you were telling me earlier, you're scared to come out of the house now because every 5-10 minutes, when you get on YouTube, you see a new red alert, you see a new crisis video, and it's gotten you to the point where you're afraid to come outside because we're always under some sort of red alert. And you had mentioned that America keeps arming its allies, and our enemies have allies too. You want to speak on that?
Yeah, you know, that was kind of where I was going with it, and you cut me off and shut me down, man, because
Well,
I was
I was
shredding
trying.
your notes. Because I was shredding your notes, but you know the problem with it is while Kamala was in there shaking hands with a child predator tranny, you know, we had Putin and Kim Jong Un over there signing agreements, and from what I read, you know, obviously it's just what I read, that the agreement was for Rocket Man to give long range MLRS missiles, which is equivalent to our HIMARS missiles. Then they're giving them to Russia, and so they've got a range of around 250 miles. So you've got, and if anybody don't think that China ain't involved in all this, you know.
Oh yeah, they are.
So
what's wrong, man? You freezing up like Joe.
TJ, go get yourself a Snickers, turn it upside down, let the veiny part get on your tongue, and you'll feel a lot better.
I'm looking for, what are you talking about, TJ?
Well, I mean, you got these idiots out here that think their opinion really fucking matters. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like when
I
they
do now. Thank you for educating me on that.
I mean, nobody gives a fuck, TJ. Go away.
Still don't even see the comment.
Oh, it just says these would be so much better without backwoods. Just my opinion. I can't watch them for more than a few minutes. See, what TJ stupidly doesn't understand is that this show was only about Nation and me. I mean,
we've been doing these for months now. You know, I mean, they're clearly marked. You know, some people don't like backwoods. He don't care. Some people don't like me, and I don't care.
Right.
You know, not being mean about it or anything, but everybody's got their own preferences. We're over it. People can just skip over it.
Well, it just always trips me out how these people, man, they come in and you know, to a show and they go, well, I don't like what's going on. You should do this. You should change this. And it's like, well, go start your own fucking channel and do a show. I mean, what?
Yeah.
You don't like it, just go away. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, exactly. You can go fuck yourself, TJ. Anyway, so basically you got, you know, our White House, and that's where I was going with the whole seam thing and the tent, you know, and holding the panels together, you know, the seams, and they're not holding this shit together, man. They're fucking doing. They're worried about gender and inclusion while they're allowing a war to happen. They See you later, TJ. Have a great day. Hope you stump your toe on the way out. So anyway, when it comes down to it, man, they're forcing this war. Putin just the other day offered a peace agreement. Flat offered a peace agreement.
Yeah.
And the United States said, and NATO said, fuck off.
Ain't no money in peace, man.
No,
That's
there's
the
no
problem.
money in it. There's no money.
There's no money, and when you're trying to prop up the petrodollar, as long as you can, you need war. Speaking of war, backwoods, the chat's about to go to war here, and I'm going to ask you directly as well. Females being drafted. Chat, if you think females should be drafted, equal rights, hit number 1 for me. Hit number 2 if you don't think they should be drafted. Backwoods, where do you stand on this?
Well, I'll tell you, man, my personal opinion is that females have their place in war, and that's I know this might piss some people off, but they have. I mean, we've seen it during the world wars, especially too, that they do have a place in war, but it's not the front lines. It's the way it is. We are not the same. We are not equal in fighting. Let's say it like that. Males and females are not equal when it comes to fighting. Okay. Females, just like males, have their place in society. They do not belong on the front lines. I'm sorry. I've been around a lot of women. I have a couple of daughters. I've seen when it's that time of the month, they get emotional. They start crying. They break down. Things just freak them out. I'm sorry, but I have 2 daughters. I love them. And if they want to go to the military, I would support them 100%. But they are not equal in fighting ways. It's just plain and simple, and I don't think that they should be drafted to fight. Now, some of these women that do believe that men and women are equal in physicality, send them motherfuckers to the front line. Let's see how they fare.
My stance on it, brother, is I put a number 2 in chat. I do not think females should be drafted because I don't think anybody should be drafted to go anywhere and fight outside of the United States.
Yeah.
I'd made that comment yesterday, and I got some feedback on it, some comments. But one guy in particular, he had served, his kids had served, and he said, "Thank God, back during World War II, people were not afraid to go to Europe and fight." And while that was a fair comment, I was thinking to myself, what did we actually gain, though? What did we gain by losing all of those soldiers in World War II in Europe? Liberated the world for what? Look at the United States in 2024. There aren't a lot of World War II veterans left, but I cannot imagine being a World War II veteran looking at this country right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Seeing the condition it's in right now.
Absolutely.
There comes a point in time, to your point, if you're Ukraine, you've got to stand up and fight for your own country. They got draft dodgers right now. They got people hiding out.
Mm-hmm.
But somehow or another, it's our patriotic civic duty to get drafted and go defend Ukraine. This sucks, man. I don't understand this. Well, I ain't never been to Ukraine. I don't plan on going to Ukraine. I don't care.
POTB said that lowering the standards and stuff, and that's a great point to talk about, because if you go look up videos of China and their children and what they're teaching them in schools. Go look that shit up, man. And they are training these children, man. They are, once they get to a certain age, they're teaching them how to break down weapons, how to clean them, how to reassemble them. And we're over here teaching our kids it's okay to put a litter box in the fucking school and wear a furry fucking outfit. And then they want to talk about drafting, and then they wonder, you got a disgraceful fucking trannies, couple of them up there in our military uniforms with medals, and they're all kinds of high in power up there. They don't even realize they're men, and and they wonder why that people are not joining the military today, so much so that now they've got to draft people.
Yeah. They created this problem. That's the thing.
Absolutely.
Patriotism's a bad thing, is what we've been told for the last 20 years. You can be anything you want to be, and I can you were talking about the furries and the litter boxes and stuff. I can confirm that happens in public schools. Not only does that happen, but the teachers are like, well, we can't really say anything about it. We're supposed to love everybody. Well, sometimes people need tough love. Sometimes people that are acting stupid need to be told, hey, you're acting stupid. And we would prefer that you act like you got some freaking common sense. J954, thank you to all the haters. If you don't like thank you. If you don't like the content, turn it off, skip it, get a life. No one wants your opinion here anyway. I value all opinions, but I mean, after months and months of doing this, I'm tired of hearing, well, it's not family friendly. There's too much. Get over it. It's been months.
Right, it's not.
We're not going to change the format.
We didn't name this motherfucker Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Exactly.
Some bitch is called the Radioactive Podcast for a reason. There's warning labels all over the fucking place. So I don't even want to talk about. Fuck them people, man. So military. I wasn't in the military, and I honor the military men and women who have served this country. I think it's really honorable that they did. And my dad, Marine, Vietnam veteran, my brother-in-law, Army captain, tank commander. My father-in-law was not only in the Marines, but he was in the Air Force also. And he retired from both. The uniform should not be disgraced with some dude that is fucked up in the head and wears makeup and thinks he's a woman. There should not, I saw one military dude that had on one of them dog masks. It was and had a chain around his neck with like he could be led around. Man, that is disgracing the uniform, and that's how come these other countries said fuck the United States. Who cares about your petrodollar and your authority? Nobody in the damn world cares anymore. We are not a threat. Most people don't consider us a threat anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with that.
What are we going to have, some F-35 fighter out there, trainee, that goes over there and he's like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't fly today because I got my period. And it's like, wait, you're a dude, you can't get it. Oh no, I identify as a woman so I can get my period. And it's like, wait, what? Man, them people, boy, them people should be taken.
Go ahead. Those people should be taken what?
Them people should be taken out and hanged. I'm sorry. They should.
Oh, God.
I'm not sorry.
Cat 5 Barbie, thank you. If we can't vote on going to war, they shouldn't be able to send any of us. That's a good point. That's a very good point.
I agree 100%.
Newsflash, the world isn't family friendly. Look, I'm going to say something controversial as well. And hopefully it don't offend anybody in here, but it might. If your biggest flex is your sexual identity, you are underachieving at life. You should be doing important things that you can be proud of. And if your crowning achievement is being transgender and dressing up, like a moose or whatever, whatever furry, pick one, right? you're not doing enough with your life. You're an underachiever,
Hey,
and somebody needs to say it.
can you
I can do anything. What are you talking
go?
about?
Well, hell, you can't even move your internets properly. So,
That's true.
let it burn and rebuild. I've not looked that up. I need to look that up. That's kind of wow. Section 8 of the Affordable Health Care Act. Y'all may want to look at it. This draft may be used for a civilian military force inside America. Everyone is assuming the conscription will be exported.
It's a good counterpoint. I never even thought of that. They could be conscripted to be used against folks here in the United States of America.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I didn't know that. I'll have to look that up. I appreciate the info. I'll look that up and check into that. In fact, let me write that.
Do you think there will be a draft, Backwoods?
Oh, they're going to put yeah, it's going through. They're going to do it. They're going to have to, man, because it's like I said. I agree with what Big Chap had said earlier, man. That it's they're going to replace Biden and they're going to go to war and file martial law, man, and no elections because we're at war. All they got to do is let a few of them terrorists fucking set shit off in this country, man, and it's over. I mean, you know what I mean?
Man, look, J954, you hating on my earbuds. Look, man, first of all, just for anybody that doesn't know, super chats are awesome, and I appreciate them very much. Google takes 40% off the top, and they're 2 months behind. So, yeah, eventually I'll get some wireless stuff, but then I'd forget to charge it, J954, if I'm being honest with you.
See, that
So,
was the Affordable Care Act, right? Section 8.
yeah, yeah. Yes, sir. Thank you, Jackie. We are the laughing stock of the world. Shameful. Yeah, that's I think what Backwoods was talking about earlier with the White House. I've
Yeah.
always been told whoever the president is, once the election is over, you support the president. How can you support an administration that is doing what they're doing? That's an excellent point. We are a laughing stock, and it
No,
sucks.
no. See, I'll tell you what you just said. What I believe is that you should always respect the office of the presidency, but you don't have to respect the president. I mean, because I damn sure don't respect Joe Biden, and he's not my president because they cheated to get him in there. I'm going to use the Democrat talking points from the 2016 election. So, they cheated to get in there to get him in there, and he's not my president. Plain and simple. I didn't vote for him.
Fair enough. The poll results. I got to mention this real quick. It's a pretty tough poll, but actually, if you cast a vote for the Pelosi family, they're not on the list. We talk about them a lot, but they're actually not on the list. The other three are. I'd forgotten that we put Vaseline on there, and I don't even know why, Backwoods. Vaseline is on the list.
I don't know.
I have no idea why.
I don't know what. I don't know. Maybe it had something to do with your Pelosi special roast beef sandwich, man.
Come on, man. Oh, God. So we got to talk about something a little more serious here than that floppy roast beef that you ruined for life.
I do have a report, a disturbing report, man, that I'd like to bring up that I found.
Yeah.
So it's this really disturbing report, man. It's really bad. Did y'all know in a recent study done by realmenruleoverwomen.com, they found that all women, let me repeat, all women are bi.
Really?
The problem is it's your job to find out if it's sexual or polar.
Ladies in chat, how dare y'all?
The good thing about it is that either bisexual or bipolar, they still can fix you a sandwich. But you got to watch.
Oh.
You got to watch them bipolar ones, man, because they'll fuck around and put something in your sandwich, man, that'll make you, have a bellyache and you'll be sitting on the commode all day, But hopefully, if you get one of them bisexual ones, they'll fix you a sandwich that tastes like their girlfriend, man. It'll be finger licking good.
You had me for a while. I thought you was bringing up a real report there for a minute, man. Yep. And it ain't gonna be no roast beef sandwich when it gets made. I'll be honest with you. Uh, so I'm glad everybody's laughing because we're
But
getting ready to stir the chat up a little
but
bit
hey,
here.
real
Go
quick,
ahead.
real
Yeah,
quick,
man.
did you know that you know what's really fucked up though? That is like if a woman sleeps with like several guys, that she's considered a slut. But if a man does it, he's definitely gay.
Where is this coming from?
Huh?
Where's this
We're
coming
supposed
from?
to be giving information, man. It was some
I
information I
mean,
found.
yeah, I was just okay,
When
man.
you brought up Vaseline, I was just
It's on the list. Look, I'm not lying to you. I don't know why it's on there. It's right there. Vaseline. Look, I'll go down the list. Nut Riders, Snicker Lickers, taxes, pro Palestinians, Vaseline, and floppy roast beef.
man.
I don't know, man.
It's really funny because I did see it was a meme, and it said that the all women are bi. It's your job to find out if they're if it's sexual or polar, and so I just went with it and doing a little creativeness and YouTube strike 1, 2, 3.
I saw that, Forrest. So, well, we might be getting ready to get one right here. Louisiana.
Hey, look,
They're
man.
putting the 10 Commandments back in schools. Hit number one if you agree with this. Number two if you disagree with this in chat. Backwoods, what say you?
Well, first off, everybody has the right to freedom of religion in this country, and so you have a right to follow God or not. It's always up to you. It comes to you. The thing you got to understand is that the Ten Commandments are actually a really good set of values. You don't have to be biblical or Christian or a religious to look at the Ten Commandments and think, um, yeah, J954, he did. J954 brought a king size Snickers down there and tried to give it to me, and Hutch snatched it out of my hand, turned it upside down, and proceeded to stick it in his mouth. I'm just saying. But the thing you got to understand is that there you don't have to be religious. You don't have to be. You don't have to be.
No.
You don't have to be a godly person to look at the Ten Commandments and think, that's not a bad thing. It's really not. And so I think it's a great set of values, because seems like the alternative has been, gay pride and transgender and all this stuff, be a furry and all this shit, So I'm gonna go with the Ten Commandments would probably be a better thing to be displaying in our schools, along with I don't know, reading, writing, arithmetic, some history, home economics, I think is a great one to have in our schools, and having a list of the Ten Commandments up there, I think is not a bad thing at all.
I agree with this Gunslinger 67. That's a fair comment. But as I was telling Backwoods before we went live, the rainbow crowd is pretty much treated like a religion
Yes.
in schools in 2024. And so if you're going to expose kids to that ideology, I don't have a problem with hanging 10 commandments up in school. You're not forcing kids to learn the religion. It's a set of 10 core values.
Right.
Again, what's wrong with loving your neighbor? You know what I mean? What's wrong with that core set of values? I think our kids have enough bad influence already. And if you're going to play the card, I'm not saying you Gunslinger, but if somebody's going to play the card where we need to keep that kind of stuff completely out of our schools, then we need to keep all of it. We can't be picking and choosing, and they're learning about a lot of stuff that is secular, but it is treated just like a religion, and kids are forced to learn it and
Well,
talk about it. I mean, they talk about DEI in schools, right?
right. Well, but that's my point. Is I don't think religion belongs in schools either. That's what churches are for, and we still have the right in this country to gather at someone's house, and we can talk about God there. So I'm not for religion in schools at all. But the Ten Commandments, it's like you said, it's core values, that are not bad. You know what I'm saying? They're
Right.
good things to look. Yes, and I agree, Gunslinger. If neither does sex. My wife is a teacher and a school teacher, and her and I was talking about it this the other day. If the kids know your sexual preference as a teacher, you should be fired immediately.
Yeah.
There is no place for that. Now, I don't have a problem with having a sex ed class that is not it's not something that you should have to do, but the parents can look into it and say, well, I want my child to have this sex education class. I,
Right.
I wouldn't have a problem with that if but only in like the high school. Um,
I mean, we've reached a point though where they are teaching kids about the ideology of it and encouraging kids to get surgeries and not informing the parents about any of this stuff.
right.
I mean, they literally treat this like a
Dude,
religion, except they're hiding it from parents.
I'm gonna
And to
tell you
me,
right
that is
now.
worse.
I'm gonna tell you right now, man. If a motherfucker is trying to hide what they're doing to your children, it is not good. That is
Yep.
all you need to know. If they are trying to hide what they are doing with your children and they don't want the parents to know, that right there tells you all you need to know that it's not good.
Ballistic Squeeze, appreciate that very much. It's going okay, man. He's fired up. He's fired up. Maybe this will calm him down a little bit, but he's right. He's right. They're coming after the kids. They've been coming after the kids for a very long time, man. Uh oh. The suits are there. They about to take his stuff away. Look at that. Look, y'all. That or he's telling his wife to make him a sandwich. I don't know which. You good, man?
Yeah, she was taking a break, and I was just making sure my boy
Uh,
was
you didn't tell
ready
her make
to
you a
go to work.
sandwich?
No. I fix I yeah. I fix my own food, man. I've just always been that way. I prefer to fix my own food.
So, oh. Here we go. I think the replacement is going to be Hillary Clinton. I've been seeing Hillary Clinton news all throughout mainstream media. Seems like out of the blue, right as he's been freezing up like he needs a firmware update. As soon
Well,
as he starts freezing and the White House is trying to gaslight and mainstream media is turning against him, now all they seem to be talking about is Hillary, by God, Clinton.
well, see, the problem with the Hillary Clinton thing is I don't believe that it's a winning ticket, period, and I think they know it. They know that's not a winning ticket. People are everything that I've been seeing today. People are tired of the same old bullshit. I think that Newsom, yeah, Hutch. I think that it'll be Newsom if anybody. Hillary is there has been too much shit come out for her to be a winning ticket. She got her ass spanked before, and they know it. They know it.
She wants
That's
to be president so bad, though, man. And
well. Listen. Hang on. Think about this for a minute. For anybody that thinks Hillary is going to be in the spotlight, in the running or whatever. Think about this one for a minute. When they brought in Joe Biden, what did they say? How did they portray Joe Biden? Do you
How did
remember
they
that?
portray him? He was a gaff machine when he was a vice president.
Well, okay, but think about this. They portrayed him as that old family man, that
Oh yeah,
old guy that just because Hillary was
from,
just the opposite
from
and everybody
Scranton.
knew it. Yeah, yeah, a church going man, a father, a family man, that's how they portrayed Biden, and they did that because Hillary. Everybody was talking about how horrible Hillary was and how vicious she is, and you know that's why she lost, man. That's why she had no pathway to victory at all, and she still doesn't. And so I think my personal opinion is they will take and because I'm gonna tell you the dark horse that really worries me is if they 25th Amendment Joe Biden. Just think about that. They 25th him. He's unfit. He's done. He's taken
Time to
he's
farm
taken
go.
a fall down the stairs, and he is no longer capable of being president. Tell
Right.
me what the progression is from there. While it's Joe Biden's term, he gets 25th, or he takes a accidental fall down the stairs. What's the progression from there?
If I'm not mistaken, Kamala Harris would become president.
Mm-hmm.
The Speaker of the House,
Yes,
I think,
that's
on an immediate basis until somebody is selected to become vice president.
okay. What is the Speaker of the House been doing that seems real Republican lately or real conservative lately?
Nothing. To
Exactly.
me, nothing.
He's
To
been
me,
voting.
nothing but
He's been
sending money.
voting with them lock, stock, and barrel, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just
He
saying.
seems I hate to say it because I thought he was going to do an okay job. I admit it, but he seems more like a Democrat at this point, or at the very least a rhino at this point. Ballistic Squeeze, thank you, says we should make a third party constitutionalist. I mean, there's the Libertarian Party, uh, which I'm a part of unofficially. They do kind of stick to the Constitution, but their candidate this time around sucks. Their candidate has a lot of communist tendencies, and I'm not voting for him. I'm sticking with Trump this time around. But the Libertarian Party, I mean, at the most, they're just going to take a few votes away here and there. They're not really a heavy hitter right now.
Yeah, and see, and that's another thing. Gavin Newsom is Nancy Pelosi's nephew too. That's why I say it won't be Hillary. I don't believe it. I believe they're trying to throw that up there to satisfy her because she's probably screaming in the background, "It's my turn! It was stolen from me!"
She
And
got
and
beat twice already.
yeah,
But
they're
man,
probably
California's a mess, though. How could anybody vote for Gavin Newsom?
because
California's like in the worst shape possible.
because Gavin has that nice smile and that nice hairdo, and I mean he's Nancy Pelosi's nephew. I
Is
mean,
that enough anymore, though, man? People are struggling, brother.
dude, well, look, California, man, it's not Newsom's fault, man. It's the Congress in there, man. Y'all voted them people in, and Newsom has tried so much to help Californians out, man. And I mean, it's the Congress in California that's making all the laws, man. And I mean, he's not been given a choice. He would do things different if he was given a choice. That's what they're going to say. That's how they're going to spin it and make him try to make him look good.
I know it's a crazy question, but are people really that stupid?
Yes.
You were
Yes.
talking about at the beginning of the podcast how people can't be gaslit anymore. They're going, they see what gas costs, they see what groceries cost, they see it right in front of their face. Can they really be stupid enough to vote for somebody who has probably the worst run state in the entire United States of America? I mean, he has run California into the ground.
They elected Joe Biden.
Well, that's debatable.
Well, I understand it's debatable, but the fact of the matter is he is the president, regardless of whether we believe he cheated or not, or regardless of how we look at it. He is the one who was sworn in and as president. And you know what has he done in 50 years that he's been in Congress? Can you tell me
So
that?
if Gavin Newsom is the pick, if
Kamala
Gavin
Harris.
Newsom is going to be the guy and Kamala Harris, who does Trump need to pick as vice president to run against that ticket?
Man, I've been seeing a lot of people say JD Vance. He's pretty salty. I just don't know. It's man. I've thought of multiple people that would probably be good. It's man. I don't know. I just don't know. I just don't know,
I'm
man. I really don't.
I'm sticking with Ben Carson. Like I said last time we talked about this, Vivek. I'm cold on Vivek. I don't think Vivek's who he says he is. But the only plus with Vivek is he's going to tap into that much younger crowd that Trump lacks. You know, but a lot of the inner cities and stuff, like you said to your point earlier, they're starting to wake up. They're starting to they're tired of being lied to by Democrats, I think.
Yeah, a lot of people are. And that's the problem. Yeah, Byron Donald. I mean, another great
Yep.
congressman, man. I mean, that's Tim Scott. I like Tim Scott. I think he's got a lot of good values. I don't think that he has the charisma that a Byron Donalds does. Byron Donalds has that it factor, man. When you see him speak, he's you know what I mean. I mean, Tim Scott, I watched him speak, but it just didn't resonate with me the way like when Byron Donald speaks. I will say that. Um,
So this is the $1 million question for me as a voter. I'm with Boss Prepping on this. Can someone
right?
explain to me how Trump is going to fix all of this in 4 years? He's not. He's not going to be able to fix everything
No,
with Congress fighting him every step, court systems tying him up. How's he going to get prices back down and more money in my pockets? He could tariff. He could substantially raise the tariffs on everything coming into the United States. That would help out somewhat. That would create jobs here. Now, how do you get people to work these jobs? I don't know. I think he would help a lot with the immigration issue, but he can't fix the United States in 4 years. There's just no way.
yeah, I mean, dude. Regardless, and I was watching. I didn't say him a while ago, and he got butt hurt, I think. But Red Dawn Readiness. I was watching his live
Uh-oh.
stream last night,
Yep.
and he's they were talking about this, and I mean, it's just going to be a band-aid, man. That's all I think is it's going to be a band-aid, man. It'll be good for 4 years. It'll give you a little longer to prepare, things like that. He could, the problem with it is he flooded. See, Trump, what he did was flooded the market with oil. He flooded the market, drill, flood the market so much so that at one point, because I was keeping up with it, oil was negative $10 a barrel.
Yeah.
They were paying people $10 a barrel to take the damn oil. And so that's why the gas prices, when the gas prices are down real low like that, then he went to the Federal Reserve and told them, we're not doing any kind of inflation. It's you're not there's no interest. We're not paying interest at all, period. And that's what he did to prop up the economy, but he did spend a lot of money. Trump's not the be all end all either. Everybody needs to understand that. Some of this inflation and stuff that we seeing are Trump's fault. It is Trump's fault as
Yeah.
just as much as it is
He's a
Biden.
man. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a
So
man.
so everybody needs to understand that he's not the be all end all fix all. It's not going to be all rainbow farts and unicorn cakes, man. It's
And pearl clutching.
yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be kind of like that when you get a flat tire on your vehicle and you put that little donut tire on there. It's enough to get you down the road to get your tire fixed,
That's a
but
good analogy, man.
it's not good enough for you to be, you know, driving around on from now on. You know what I
I
mean?
wanted to talk about this for a second. That's a great analogy, by the way. Um, Trump could fix the country if he went full Genghis Khan. Here's the problem. If Trump did a lot of extreme things, yeah, he could get us going in the right direction for sure. But the problem is, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it, and then Backwood, you let me know what you think on this. The problem is if he gets too extreme, the far left and Democrats, they don't sit around and just bitch on social media and sit on their hands and wait for the line to move. Conservatives have a bad habit of doing that, just sitting around waiting on the next one, waiting on the next one. I don't agree with the protests usually that Democrats are out here doing. I don't agree with how they protest, but they actually get off their butts. They actually go out and they try at least to accomplish something other than complaining about it. And that's the issue. They will come out in droves. If Trump, for example, if he starts deporting people, cities are going to go loco because Democrats ain't having it.
Well, and see, that's once again the problem of why I said before conservatives are pussies. It's just plain and simple, because if conservatives wasn't pussies, they wouldn't allow their fucking cities to be burnt down. Period. They wouldn't allow these soy boy latte freaking blue haired lunatics burn their cities down. But instead, they're too conservatives. I mean, we got to take the high road. You know, we can't. I mean, just let them burn it down. We can rebuild it. You know, no, fuck that. You know, it's just like when they talk about, some of them on when they talk about the gun control and things like that, and it's like, hey, if somebody breaks into my house and starts stealing my shit, I'm going to shoot them. And they say, oh, so you would kill somebody over your stuff? You damn right I would. You damn right. I worked hard for that shit. And you know, when you start burning down cities and you start burning down all your damn drugstores and your food stores and all that, and you sit back and watch it, allow it to happen, it only affects you. It affects you in more ways than one, because now you got to go plumb to another town, and with this economy, nobody's got any money as it is. That means that there's less goods. So the goods over there in the other town where they didn't burn them down, guess what they're going to do? They're going to raise their prices. You know, and so it's just if you're not willing to stand up and keep people from burning your shit down, or you're not willing to do that, then I'm sorry. It's just you get what you deserve.
I put out a community post earlier this week, but in case people missed it, here's where we're at in the United States of America, okay? 1776, people got tired of the taxation without representation. They did something about it. All right. 2024. Are you celebrating 4th of July, Backwoods?
I always celebrate the 4th of July.
Same here. When you go to get fireworks to celebrate the 4th of July, what are we literally paying on the fireworks now? Paying taxes. We had a war because of taxes and we were tired of it. But now, in order to celebrate the 4th of July, when we go to buy the stuff, we're getting taxed into oblivion once again. What are we actually celebrating? We're right back where we were prior to 1776.
Hold on. I was hoping somebody would ask that.
Uh-oh.
I was hoping somebody would ask that.
What are they asking, man?
Nick Bean. See, that's the cool thing, man, is people think that I just sit up here and talk shit. Let me find this picture real quick for you guys, and I will fucking show you. God dang, where's that picture at?
If it's a Pelosi picture, please make sure she has clothes on.
No, it's not a Pelosi.
I'm begging you, Backwoods. Okay.
I I have pictures of myself at the Capitol in Little Rock, Arkansas, and it is of me and my full loadout kit with my AR and my sidearm, and there it goes. Wait, oh, this thing's jumping around. I will show you. I've got proof. I went out there and stood against BLM, Antifa, these kind of people. What is that? Okay, hang on a second. Let me screen share it.
Oh, I guess that's me. That's my cue, right?
Well, no, it's not letting me screen share. Here, I'll just put my camera on it. That is at the Little Rock State, our capital at Little Rock. That is me right there, standing there. That is me. I was there. I stood up against BLM, Antifa. We damn near had a gunfight multiple times. I also stood against the Ku Klux Klan. They come off the hill and told us they were going to destroy us if we get involved. And we told them we would burn their shit to the ground. We would come through and so yes, I have been many times. I've been doing that right there. I've been in multiple cities in our state against BLM Antifa. So that's what I've done. But there was only, the problem with that is that picture right there that I just showed y'all, there was only 15 fucking patriots that showed up. So what was y'all doing during that time? That's why we are where we're at today. I've said that. I've said it multiple times, and prove me wrong that we're in the position we are now because we allowed these son of a bitches to steal our election and to burn our cities to the ground, and nobody did shit. Only a few patriots stood up, and there wasn't enough. That's what I did. What did you do? What did you do? I went down and have met with our mayors. I went in and talked to our election people here to find out what's going on. I've been involved. So what have y'all done? Don't ask me what I've done. I don't sit up here and just talk shit. I fucking went and done it. So now, what have you done, sir? What did you do to stop what is happening right now? Because I tried. Exactly, Italian hillbilly. My brother Kaz, he was there. I watched him out there too. I watched him. I saw. My brother Kaz is one of us. He's a patriot. Damn right. That shit pisses me off, man, because our fucking country is in the position that it is now because conservatives are a bunch of fucking pussies and nobody would stand up. 15 people. That's it. Showed up. There was 200 freaking BLM and Antifa standing out there. But I stood there. I was ready. I would die for my fucking country. Just saying. That shit pisses me off, man. Because that's why we are where we're at now. Get off your fucking ass and stop being in the chat talking about what have you done, backwoods? Yeah, I was out there. We put a stop to it, and this, I can tell you what, they didn't burn shit down in Arkansas. You know why? Because we were there. We stopped them. We put a stop to that shit. Period. We put a fucking stop to BLM and Antifa. Fuck them bitches. We put a stop to that shit. I went to multiple towns, multiple cities in the state of Arkansas. Got up 2 o'clock in the morning one time to drive somewhere to be set up and ready for Antifa BLM. You know what they did? Because we had some badass motherfuckers on the computer shit. And guess what they did? They would find these people on Facebook, on these social media platforms. You know what them people were saying? Man, everywhere we go, them fucking patriots are there. We were the Arkansas Patriots. That's the group I was in. Them fucking Arkansas Patriots are there, man. We probably don't need to go. Them guys look serious. And we were fucking serious. Fucking ask me what I did. I don't sit up here and do this shit because I'm making shit up. The fuck? That shit pisses me off, man. Fuck. I went out there. I watched my wife and my children get tears in their eyes and say, please come home. And I said, I can't promise that. But I'm going to keep the fight over there. It won't be in our town. Just saying. I had to tell my wife and my children I may not come home from this. My wife was just out here. I can go get her. If you think I'm fucking talking.
I believe you. I believe you. I've seen the pictures in the past, man. I was just letting you get it out.
Sorry.
No,
And
man,
yeah,
you ain't got to be sorry.
McBean, it's not directed just at you. You know what I'm saying?
You're upset at conservatives in general. It
Yeah.
ain't directed toward McBean.
Well, I'm concerned. I'm upset at these people that call themselves fucking patriots and they're not. Oh, I'm too. I mean, what if my job finds out? I mean, what if they call me a racist on social? Man, fuck all them words, man. It's just words. Just saying, man.
That's a huge problem in America. Let me ask you this. What's America's 3 biggest problems right now?
Conservatives, conservatives, conservatives. That's the biggest fucking
All
problem.
3.
All 3. Plain and simple. Look, a problem only exists if you allow it. Period. You carry a fucking spare tire on your vehicle not because you think you're going to have a flat, because there's a chance of it.
Right.
I'm just saying, man, shit.
You know as well as I do, though, brother. I'm going to bring up the pandemic for a second because everybody was hard-nosed during the pandemic, to your point, until somebody started dangling a job in front of their head, or you can't go to this concert, you can't come in this store. Then there was a lot of compliance.
Wait, hold on. Stop.
Oh, okay, man.
I'm sorry, McBean. I got to get on you again, my brother. I love you to death, man. I really do. But you don't think that my family don't need my fucking income? They depend on that very much so. Very much so. My family depends on me just as much as yours depends on you. But you got to be willing to stand and put it on the line. Period. I'm sorry, man, but that's the way it is. It's just like, they wanted me to kiss ass over there at the last job I had. It paid $29.50 an hour. I had 5 fucking weeks of vacation, 11 paid holidays, and they wanted me to be an ass kisser. And I told them I'm not kissing nobody's ass. Period. I got fired. I lost that job. But you know what? I'm an American and I'm a fucking patriot and I know how to fucking make money because I'm not lazy and I ain't scared. I'll get out there and do it. Now I'm making money like a motherfucker, man. I'm not tied down to anything except for my family and God. That's it. That's it. And I'm willing to sacrifice and do what I need to do for my family. I don't make excuses. My family needed me just as much as yours needed you, brother. I'm just saying. But sometimes you got to be willing to make a stand. Period. Love you too, my brother. Kaz, you know what's up, man. You know what's up. I'm sorry.
We'll go ahead and start the closer down. I hate to get off that topic because I know you're fired up about it. You're passionate about it. That's what y'all are seeing right now at Backwoods is passion, because it's something that he's talked about a lot, man. He's talked about complacency, people being comfortable. We were talking about being comfortable right before we went live. And, like I was saying earlier, liberals, especially extreme liberals, even though I disagree with everything they're protesting about and how they're protesting, they show up, they pack out. A lot of times they don't know why they're there. They're just there because their friends are there or whatever, but they do show up in numbers. And I laugh at the flip flops and trash can shields, but they're there.
Man, I
You
done
know,
broke
and
that to a
conservatives are like, somebody needs to do something, get the police down there to do something.
Yeah, well, the police don't have to protect you. They've already went through the Supreme Court and proven that. They don't have to protect you. They're just, police ain't nothing but god dang report takers and chalk line drawers, man. It's up to you. Ain't nobody coming to save you. It's up to you to save. Do you think, I mean, we watched the cities burn down and nobody did nothing, including our politicians and the police,
Yeah. I got a
including
comment
the
last night.
police.
I I got a comment last night, and yeah, I think they were trying to be a troll, but it was a fair comment. They said, "What are conservatives actually protecting?" 2024, like they've strip mined the Constitution right before our very eyes. They've taken so many rights away, and conservatives, like, what are you conserving at this point? You know, conservatives, I think, not all of them, but in mass, they've proven that they're just going to continue to move that line in the sand. The establishment swamp, they know it. Globalists know it.
What? I'm sweating like a motherfucker, man. God dang, man. That got me fired up. Bro, it's really irritating to me because if you go back, those who have been following me for a long time and know when I was back on Dangerous Freedom's channel, I screamed to the top of my lungs every fucking Saturday night we did a live stream and said, get out there. Oh, there's 200 Patriots already out there. Well, there needs to be 2,000. Get out there. Oh, man, I'm worried about my job. Oh, man, I've got family things I got to do. Well, I don't have family things to do. I just what? No, I got family things to do too. I got kids that played volleyball. My daughter and my son played football, and you know I even helped coach for 4 years. You know, but I still took my ass out there. I found time to do it. Sometimes I was so damn tired. It was hard for me to hold my eyes open, but I did it because I wanted my children to be able to continue to play volleyball and my children to continue to be able to play football or to have a fighting chance so that they didn't have to worry about going to the damn store and some BLM riot fucking kicks off. You know what I'm saying? And now it's pro-Palestinians. Same thing. Same thing. It ain't no difference. Same people. It's the same people.
Yeah, same people.
Just saying.
Well, I'm going to ask you one more question before we leave, and it's a deep rabbit hole, man. So get ready for this because I know you got thoughts on this. As Americans, how free are we actually? How free are we here in the United States of America? Because I feel like I'm trapped in a monopoly game that I can't get out of.
You are as free as you comply.
Let's touch on taxes for a minute.
You
You
are
know as well as I do, you don't pay taxes, they take your stuff.
Yeah. They got a fucking army. I mean, you kind of have no choice in that. We discussed this on Red Dawns last night. There is actually a way that you can stop becoming a subject of the corporation of the United States. We are titled under all caps corporation of the United States because Lincoln sold us out. We were flat broke after the Civil War. And he sold us out that's what helped start the Federal Reserve. That's what got it all in motion. And they quietly slipped under there that we were no longer the United States of America. We are the corporate United States. It is in all caps because it is a business. And so, the tax thing, you can actually, I know a guy in my town who went and it was 3 or 4 years of legislation, going, or not legislation, but going to court and all this stuff. And it cost him tons of money, but he no longer It is signed. It was ruled or whatever and signed, by the judge and all that. He has paperwork. He no longer has to pay taxes. Period. He doesn't pay any taxes. I mean, he does at the store or whatever when you go
Yeah,
buy
yeah,
food.
sales tax and stuff
But
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah, he does not pay nor owe or get returns on taxes.
But a lot of people don't have enough. They don't have enough money sitting aside where they can fight those
Right,
lawsuits.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
And
And the
and
government knows it.
yeah, and I've looked into it. I'll be honest with you. I don't want to have that kind of personal involvement with the government. I don't want the government's eyes on me that kind of way. They already are looking at us enough as it is
Yep.
without making it fucking personal. So the taxes thing, we're just kind of fucking stuck with that at this moment. That's, to me, taxes is the least of our fucking worries at this moment. You see what I'm getting at? I pay my taxes. It sucks. I don't like it. I think it's bullshit because it's being spent on stuff that I don't agree with. But hey, I don't need a fucking army showing up to my house of men with permission to kill you if you don't comply. Sometimes you have to be a little more intelligent. Sometimes not every battle is worth fighting. Does that make sense? Not every
Yeah,
battle is
it
worth
does.
fighting.
I was just sitting, I was thinking, how free are we actually between the taxes now with the potential of a draft and being told you may be forced to go somewhere else and fight? Like it doesn't feel like we're very free. It really doesn't, man. Not like we started off originally as a country. And people are, again, I will be too. 4th of July celebrating freedom, but I'm like, how much freedom do we actually have? Because a lot of it seems like an
Well,
illusion at this point.
well, see, what you got to understand is that I've discussed this multiple times. I've said this multiple times. I know a lot of people voting don't work. Well, it don't work because you're not involved. Local, get involved locally first. Get your house in order first. Then you move out to the state level because them are your representatives that represent you in Congress. So there are ways to fight the tax bullshit. But the problem is you have to you know going and filing for the removing yourself from the corporation of the United States just brings a lot of heat on you that as an individual. See, but how you can fight it as a group is to get people involved in your local elections first, then move out to your state level elections. And you get the right people in place. Them are the people that go up there and fight to lower taxes. See, that's what Trump wants to do. That's one thing I'll give him credit for. He wants to lower taxes. Sarah Huckabee
Yeah.
Sanders, I just sent an article to my wife that she has lowered our taxes once again for the third time since she's been in office already. And our taxes now in Arkansas are 3.9% for our Arkansas tax. That is how you defeat the tax system, is by getting the right people in place. You don't have to go and try to do it individually. You see what I'm saying? That's too big of an entity to fight individually. You put the people in place that lower taxes and vote and want to lower taxes. Does that make sense?
No, it
That's how you fight
makes
that battle.
perfect sense.
That's how you fight
And
that battle.
that crowd exists. Voting doesn't work. It doesn't matter. And to each their own. But the only issue I have with statements these people leave, they offer no other solution. You know, for them, it's like, why do you go vote? It doesn't matter. Well, they're basically doing nothing. They're just sitting there and taking it. At least by voting, especially like you're talking about locally, at least you're doing something. May all be in our heads. I get it. Some people are going to be like, even local elections don't matter, but I believe they do. I believe your sheriff. I believe, a constable, depending on where you live, school boards, things like this. I think that matters a lot.
Triple T, Tony, that is absolutely a good possibility. No doubt about it. It's a possibility.
maybe. I will say one thing. I saw a comment earlier in the stream, and then we'll close her down. But that I disagree with. They were saying Trump, and then after Trump, it needs to be his oldest son, and then his youngest son, or younger son, and then Barron Trump. And I saw that comment. I'm thinking, I like Trump and everything as a president, but he's not a king. We don't need any family that's going to be in the White House for 20 or 30 years. You know what I mean? We we need better candidates. Trump is a better candidate than Biden, but in all fairness, these cannot be the best two candidates that we have
Right.
in the United States of America.
Well, the cool thing about the one thing I give Trump props for is he is a businessman, and like I said, we are a business, we are a corporation, and he knows how to run businesses. He
Yeah.
knows. Yeah, and I agree, Kaz, man. Well, yeah, I don't, these dynasties or whatever you want to call them, man. We've had enough of that bullshit. Look where it's gotten us. We're getting Bushes and these Clintons and these Obamas, and they're all in there
Yeah,
tied
it's on
together.
both sides. Both wings are guilty of it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm ready for new blood, man. In there. We need to get all them old jokers out of there, man. They've been in there too long, man. Some of them been in there 50, 60 fucking years, man. And
Yeah.
nothing is better. So they've done a horrible job, and it's time to get rid of all them fucking people, man. Put
I
in
mean,
some
you
new.
look at AOC. You look how incompetent AOC is at her job. I'm not putting her down. I could, based on her intelligence, but she's just not good at her job. She don't even know how the law works. But she's going to be there until she's Nancy Pelosi's age. This lady is going to make bank in politics
Mm-hmm.
just by playing
Already
people.
has.
Yeah. I mean, she already has, but she's going to be there until she's 80 years old. What was her name? Dianne Feinstein. They were carrying this lady in a blanket because she couldn't even walk,
Shit,
and
they
she would not leave politics.
at the end they didn't even carry her in. They had her daughter, who was her overseer or whatever they called that, to go in and vote for her.
Yeah.
How is
I
that
mean,
fucking
it's
legal, man?
it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. Let me see here. Let's make Joe the plumber president. Oh man. So yeah, you got any last before we shut her down? Thank you, Salad Prepper. Hopefully you're doing good, brother.
Man, just in all honesty, the one thing I keep harping on this, and I'm gonna continue to harp on this one thing, man. When you're out in public, take your head out of your phone. The people out there have went insane because of defund the police and all this shit that conservatives allowed to happen in our United States. Um, so and fake patriots out there that did nothing but talk shit online. Um, you know, these people have went nuts out there, man. I watched a video just a few days ago in Georgia. In Georgia now.
Mhm.
Some lady just walks up. There was a couple walking with their two children, and she stabbed the kid and tried to
Yeah.
stab the other child. And then when the dad tried to get after her, well, she tried to stab him too. Stab the freaking kid just walking down the street, man. Pay attention when you are out in public. It is dangerous out there. It's always been dangerous, but now it's really
This
dangerous.
country, you're right. This country has changed. The
You,
ideologies that have infected this country are dangerous. I
you
mean, they're
said
violent and
you
they're
said
looking for people who are not paying attention, brother.
you said the other night situational awareness, and you were
Yeah.
100% true. That situational awareness will save your life. Period.
And
You
it's
got
free.
to pay attention. You got to pay attention. Yes, and it is free. It doesn't cost you anything. That's what I can say. Learn the tricks of these idiots out there that try to get you caught up, man. They'll put a plastic bottle with the lid on it, barely screwed on, just under your tire on the side that you don't get into on the passenger side, so that when you go to back up, it pops real loud. Then you step out of your car because you think, what the hell happened? and you step out of your car, and 9 times out of 10, you're going to leave your door open and your car running. Bam. Now they're running you over while you're trying to check what the damn pop was. They'll put dollar bill, they'll put money under your windshield wipers. So when you come out there, you look at it and you're like, what the hell is this? And you're kind of freaking out. Even these flyers and stuff, man, like, hey, come see this convention or whatever. Be careful of that shit, man. Carry some of them rubber gloves with you, man, to grab these things, because you never know when they lace it with fentanyl, man. There's people out there that are evil and trying to do bad shit to you. Pay attention to what's going on around you at all times.
And they're putting a lot of thought into how they can quickly and best hurt you. And when they're ready to do something evil, they're targeting people that have their faces in cell phones and are just not paying attention. And you can avoid that whole situation 9 times out of 10 by just being aware of your surroundings.
Yeah, I mean, like if you get in your vehicle after you come out of a store and all of a sudden your windshield is weird looking, you can't see out of it correctly, you're like, what the hell's going on? Do not turn your windshield wipers on. Do not turn your damn sprayer, your on, because a lot of times they'll go and put Dawn dishwashing liquid on it, and the minute you put water to it and you turn them windshield wipers, it suds up. You can't see shit. You're stuck. And your windshield wasn't like that when you pulled into the parking place. Pay attention to all of these things, man. Some of you single ladies out there are just women, period, that have to, maybe you go to the store, use these pickups, because you pull right in front of the store, man. You're right at the entrance of the store. Stuff can still happen to you. You got to keep your situational awareness. But
keep an eye on your kids, folks. Keep an eye on your kids.
Children. God Almighty, keep an eye on your children. Whew. Anyway,
I appreciate everybody being here. This, of course, is Backwoods Prepping. He is here on YouTube.
Backwoods.
There are links down below. Go check him out. Don't automatically subscribe to him. He don't like that. He just wants you to check his stuff out. And if you like what you see, then you can hit subscribe. Folks, appreciate y'all being here. Backwoods, I appreciate you being here, brother. It is always fun. Y'all take care and God bless.